Desir. I've been a Toastmasters for over 8 years, and the first club that I've ever heard about Toastmasters was in Miami. I was with my family. We were having Sunday breakfast at a restaurant. And like all little kids, I wanted to leave my family and go to the restroom. So I said, I'm gonna go to the restroom. And while I was going to the water closet, I noticed that there was a meeting happening at the restaurant where a bunch of people were sitting around a table, having breakfast, and talking about Toastmasters. And I never forgot that moment. Then when I had the opportunity to come to Greece, and I wanted to find something to do in my life to promote myself into self-development, I found in the English-speaking newspaper in Greece, Athens Today, a classified ad, not an article. Someone made a classified ad in the newspaper, I'm presuming it's Barbara, where it said, "Come, learn, and conquer the fear of public speaking with Toastmasters." And I thought to myself, I remember Toastmasters. I wonder if they're gonna serve breakfast. Is it something where they're gonna have food? So I signed up, and when I got there, I realized that it was not only about the food and the treats, it's about the community. And that's what Toastmaster is giving us, a community, a safe place so that we can excel professionally or personally. How many Toastmaster VP public relations are here today? We have one. Okay, so I will give each club or a representative here a quick flyer that you can place near or close to where you meet, because this is an old school method of promoting your club, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, as Bill was saying previously, in the Vice President of Public Relations, the roles, that I have a little technical difficulty, excuse me. And
are you okay?
no. 1 second. Escape. Okay. Yeah. So we're here talking about the Vice President of Public Relations, and currently I am the District Public Relations Manager for District 109. Thank you. One thing that I learned as you all became new officers, I was slowly getting introduced into the role, to the information, what's happening. And then on the 1st of July, I got all these emails saying, "Oh, all right, we're done. We did it. We're finished." And I was wondering, what did I get myself into? Because like they always tell us, that Toastmasters' first priority is the member. And then from the member, you build up into the officers, then to the area directors, to the division directors, to the district, region, and international president. This is all run by volunteers. And I will go to
the one down.
the one down. Is it on?
It's on.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Actually,
Okay.
oh, sorry, this is yours.
Yeah, this is fine.
Sorry,
So it's on, laser, X. So I will just stand by here. The 3 R's are very important to our roles in all officers. We have to know the roles, the responsibilities, and the resources. As all the speakers have told us today, the roles are unique to each officer's role. And as the public relation, it's our duty to promote the club so that people outside know what our club is doing. Also within the club, and also within the executive committee. We'll know our responsibilities and the resources that Toastmaster provides. What I'm going to explain is the roles that we all have to perform as the VP of Public Relations, the responsibilities, and once again, the resources that you can find to help you. So this person is a VP of PR. And we have the three areas that we have to focus on. The first, the club meeting. And what I mean by the club meeting is that the first introduction to a guest or to the members is to know that we are doing something. And how can you know them? How can you let them know that we're doing something? Is by PR. We have the social media aspects now that we don't have to have classifieds in newspapers. I recommend all clubs have a Facebook page, a Facebook group page, that you recommend that your members join the division Facebook page, follow the YouTube page, so that the promotion of the club, new things are happening. And how can you invite people to come to a club meeting? How can you make it fun? It's very important that we want to have fun when we go to these events. And if you look into the handout I had Mary Anthony pass out, is that the ways that you can make the meeting more fun, especially on page 8, is to have themes, have ideas of reverse meetings, where if you promote that the next meeting will be a reverse meeting where you start from the end to the beginning, that'll catch older members off guard. They'll be like, what kind of meeting will this be? If you keep it fresh, it helps you as a public relations officer to have ideas to promote. We also have the initiatives that the international and the district are having. Bill mentioned before about the Smedley Award. Use that as a tool to promote your club so that people are aware that if you have a certain amount of members join at a time, then your club will get a benefit from it. So use what Toastmaster has on their calendar. It's very important to use a calendar so that you will be able to have the content to promote what your club is doing. So as I said before, the outside the club meeting is when you have the promotion outside, and the executive is make sure as a public relations official that you explain to your officers, this is what we're going to do, this is what worked, this is what didn't work. So as Bill said before the club, make sure that you arrive to the meeting on time and that the information is correct. It's very important because it can be a real distraction or a way of someone not taking us respectful or seriously if they find that information is not correct. So please make sure that the information that you're giving to the public is correct. So the information on the website is correct, that you have the promotional material that Toastmaster has. If you need any additional support, you can always contact me or the area or the division. And we all have a budget that we all are getting from you from your club success plan. And more than likely, you pay as members $45 for every 6 months. The $45 is not all supposed to go to Toastmasters. There are mechanisms for us to, if we follow the goals, if we do things, we get the money back. Not in cash, but in promotional assistance. During the meeting, it's good to promote the public relations of upcoming meetings. For instance, we talked about having a Christmas party. It'll be a good idea that if you are having your meeting in November, mention that there'll be a good opportunity that we're having a gathering for Christmas. Please invite people. Open houses are also key drivens, because if you put an open house in the title of your event, for some reason a lot of people generate going toward that event than if you didn't have it as a specific title. One other tip I'd like to add is that in my past club, I never realized that when you do have guests into your club, you should always mention that if your club has this as a rule, we have a limit of 3 meetings, and then you should decide if you want to become a member. This surprising sentence has generated for Athens Toastmasters Academy 6 members. And it wasn't said with such threatening manner. It was just like, if you like the meeting and you come 3 times, you have to become a member. And I saw that as so effective. Please remember that if you do have guests, that you should mention to them that they should become a member. That's another tip, that the PR will bring the guests. The membership should encourage them to find out where they're from, and the president should mention 3 times, become a member. So this is where we are going to with the website. Toastmaster provides every club a website. It doesn't have to be fancy, and I know as a division, we do have websites that were provided by the division in the past. So if you want to have a website, please speak to me or speak to Natalia so that the website could be created by you, for you. And the reason why I say that it's important to have a website, there is so many social media out there that there are things that I was surprised recently. Someone told me that Facebook is not for young people anymore, and I was like, well, what's the new thing for young people? And they're mentioning TikTok, and then I mentioned to them that it's going to be banned, and they're like, that's why it's popular. So you have to know what's happening in the world with social media. So I will go a little bit faster, not because we don't have any time, but because we repeated a lot of the stuff, and I want to talk about some of the social media aspects that we can use. Now, let me get to this part in social media. If you know the top 3 social media apps that I think all clubs should have are Twitter, Meetup, and Facebook. The reason being is that Facebook is the way that you all are connecting. It has over 2 billion users. More than likely you would have potential members and actual members who use it. Meetup is a great tool for you to promote when you're having a next meeting so that you're able to track who attends. So you get the names and you get the contacts. So I encourage Meetup. Twitter can feed your Facebook post because it's very important that you have a consistent content. I in the past had Mondays funnies. Fridays is flashback Fridays. They have these key words that you can use to promote your content for your Facebook post. Because I've been guilty in the past that whenever I look at a social media account, I would find when was the last post. And if it's something, if I see 2017, I said, this is a scam, it's not real. So I encourage you to constantly use the social media because people like me will find when was the last time you posted to see if you're relevant. This then leads to the next part of the social media, where once you have members, you have either a Viber group, a WhatsApp group. You can create flyers, same flyers that you can pass and post up on walls through Canvas, if you are familiar with Photoshop, simple pictorial flyers that you can post them in the social chatting messaging groups. Now, in the past, we've tested with Viber. We also tested with Facebook Messenger because that also has this same format that you can have a group and chat. I felt that it was a little bit too much because personally, if you send something out and then if you have a group of 20 in that group that are chatting, you would get 20 replies, you would get questions, that it would be a lot of notification, and that'll be data fatigue. And people would be turned off that someone wouldn't see the flyer. Then I heard of this one, Telegram. Telegram is like similar to Viber and WhatsApp, where you just put a flyer up and there's no talking back. So you just put a flyer, there's gonna be an area caught, who wants to come if you're an officer. There's gonna be a meeting that's the theme of wear a hat. We're gonna go to the Epidavros for a concert. Put a flyer, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. You don't get any feedback about who's this, what's that, when is this gonna happen. So I recommend clubs look into Telegram. So next, we have also the resources. As Anastasia said, as Mary Anthony said, there are so much resources in Toastmasters. Anything you have a question about, the joke in Toastmasters is there's a manual for it. So believe me that for public relations, oh, by the way, I will be looking for branding. Please do not abuse the brand or the copyright of Toastmasters, or I will hunt you down and I will come after you. So what I just mean by that is that, for instance, you have the Toastmaster logo. Don't put something across it. Please respect the logo. Do not abuse it, because that is the brand that sets us apart. TEDx has their brand, we have our brand. And our brand is going 85 years strong. 95 years strong, excuse me. So I leave this with a little bit of Mary Anthony's speech and also Anastasia's speech. This was an event that when we went to, I think, Rome,
yes.
And it was a while ago that this is one thing I want to promote. Toastmasters is fun. Everyone is happy here. And it's not forced. We didn't say something like, say something and you look like you're smiling. And we had memories, stories. People made speeches about this trip. So have fun. That's where I'm going to leave you. Public relations is fun, so try to portray that fun so that people will be part of that community.